So speaking of which, you have a new EP coming out, and or it came out already. You said last week or so.
Yeah. It was like the first week of March we released it. We did a new 6-song EP. We had, we had just left a previous label, and obviously without a deal, and we're like, well, man, we got to get some new music out there. So our sound guy, Dave Piron, runs front of house for us for all of our live shows.
Right.
Had a recording set up in his house, and he said, "Well, if you just come up and I'll record you here." And he said, "We already have all the microphones and everything we need to get you recorded. So why don't you just come and do it here?" And we were just really anxious because we've been writing for the last year, just doing nothing but writing and trying new songs out on the crowds, and they really started to get some steam. We were like, "Oh, we better just go in and do something." Get something out.
No doubt. And so what's the EP called?
The new EP is called Under the Influence Volume 1.
Cool. And
we're planning on putting out subsequent volumes, depending on what happens on the front with the shopping all the new stuff for the record labels.
Right. Absolutely.
For the last experience I had, I'm not really no rush to sign a record contract.
Yeah, there's not too many good experiences.
Around that's great,
No, I understand. There's very, very much more negative experiences than not when it comes to labels that I've been hearing, doing some interviews over the years. So, yeah, I guess it's par for the course.
Yeah, well, it was tough, too. There was a lot of, a lot of the bands that were associated with the label as well. I mean, we knew, obviously, they were going to get a little more attention paid to them out of the gate, which was fine. I mean, we were fine with it. It wasn't like we were unrealistic about it,
Right.
But, we took that whole year after everything had happened with the band and, Kevin and Eric split. We just rebuilt the band and we really started writing again. And so, let's really figure this out and get everything in order. And that's where we're at. Things have been going good.
Well, that's cool.
Making money, and there's just a bunch of shows on the schedule, and the CD's selling. So
very cool.
Can't really complain about that. I'd really love to do another big tour, national tour, hopefully an international tour.
Oh, sure.
I love to travel.
Absolutely. And the way, like with Europe and Asia and stuff like that, the way they'll pick up bands from the States that aren't popular. The United States is pretty finicky with their music. They're into, the listeners are into whatever corporate record label shoved down their throats. Meanwhile, the bands, some of the old 80s bands or some progressive bands are huge, like Michael Jackson huge over in Europe, So it's amazing how how we don't appreciate great music in the States as much as we probably should.
Yeah, it is. It does seem to be a really finicky market, like you said. But over here, I mean, if you break it here with one song, man, it's curtains. It's going to go everywhere else.
Oh, hell yeah, definitely. Where can they get the EP from? Is there a merchandise site or iTunes or anything like that?
Yeah, the new EP is going to be available. We have our new online store going up. It'll be up this week. I'm hoping by Wednesday.
Okay.
We've been working on that for the last month, but it's a new online store, and it's going to be located at www.fosterchildrocks.com.
Right.
And it's also going to be available for purchase on iTunes.
All right, cool. Very cool. And right now we have a couple songs off the new EP. We have After the Fire from FOSTERCHILD, and we'll check that out right now. I'm on the phone with Brian Quinn, guitarist from FOSTERCHILD, and we'll be right back. And that was Down to Us from FOSTERCHILD off their new EP, and on the phone with Brian Quinn, guitarist. And I saw on your MySpace page that you guys were doing a video with Chris Rad from Jackass.
Yeah, we did it between like August and October of last year of '09.
Is that one of the new tunes?
Yeah, that was for After the Fire. We did that. That's the video that we did.
Oh, cool. Is that released yet, or can be seen anywhere?
It's not released yet. I know that there's a full version of the video that Chris was planning on using in a new television show that he's developing. I don't know where they're at with it. I haven't spoken with them since we were at filming for the video.
Right.
But I did know he was going to use that, and then we're doing an edit on it. You know, it's going to be the music video, but includes a little bit of interview footage and some footage of the band recording the EP. And that'll be up. We'll have that up on the website as soon as it's all done being edited. We actually still have a couple more things to film as far as the interview portion.
Right.
You know, of what's going to be in the video. So that should be getting done within the next few weeks, and hopefully be edited and ready to go by May.
Oh, cool. And we spoke earlier about being out on the road with Tantric and whatnot. Any stories other than buses breaking down from the road that the typical rock and roll road story sort of thing, a little anecdotal things you want to share?
Yeah, there's a million. It was like living in a cartoon, being on that tour. It was hilarious. We had a lot of good times with those guys.
Yeah.
We had we had one night out in it may have been Iowa or Idaho. No, it was Iowa. We were out.
One of those states.
Iowa, Marcus, our buddy from Tantric, I guess he got some bad news. He was kind of down the dumps. I was just having a rough day all around, and he during his set that night, we're all hanging out drinking. We're pretty long into the tour. Everybody's pretty haggard by this time. So we got up pretty early in the morning, just sitting in a bar drinking. So we stopped and went back and took a nap before the FOSTERCHILD set. I guess Marcus just kept going. And it was one of the funniest things I've ever witnessed in my life. He was just up on stage playing. He was a little out of it on that night, man. He wiped out over a monitor, and then stood up, and he played violin for the band.
Right.
He stood up the violin bow. He went to hit a note. It went flying out of his hand. He almost javelin Kevin behind the drums. And when he finally got back up on stage, when he backed up, he hit the power button on Eric's bass amp, and just basically shut the whole show down within a span of 2 seconds.
It's definitely something you see in a cartoon, that's for sure. The violin bow thing.
It was unbelievable. And then I took a badass nasty spill out in Grand Rapids, Michigan. There was a cable left untaped on the stage, and I stepped on it and lost my balance, caught myself, and then just completely fell on my ass. And it was in front of like 3,000 people. So,
there's no shaking that off.
More cool than that.
Yeah, it's
but it was fun.
You just hope that incidents like that don't turn up on YouTube, but everyone's got like cell phone cameras, so it's up there somewhere. It's just
I don't take myself so seriously. I think it would have been hilarious if somebody had that on video on YouTube.
I bet you search the right keywords, you'll find it.
Well, yeah, right. I think somebody had to have it, but it was pretty funny, man. Yeah, there was a lot of great stories. We had such a blast with those guys in Tantric. They're great dudes, man. Excellent band, too.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about the Philly scene a little earlier. You guys and Octane. What's like the turnout been at shows? There's a huge following now. People are coming out for the original bands now, finally. For our last, basically since we released this CD, it's been going really well. I mean, we're hovering around like 200-300 a show. Nice.
And now we're since the CD release party, we did over 500 came in for that, and then the last 2 shows that we've done since the CD has been released, they've just been growing. I mean, it's been really going like. I can't believe it. I'm just really happy that it's really picking up, and people are really latching on to the original stuff, and now we're starting to see people singing along and knowing the words, and